Hello again, and welcome to Along the Rock, our podcast that pays homage to the people of the Sauk Valley and the river that runs through it. My name is Mark Morris. I'll be your host, and joining me today, Stephanie McLean from Sauk Valley CPR. Stephanie, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
And I was not aware that this was even an organization until we set you up for an interview. So how long has this particular group been in existence and so forth?
I started Sauk Valley CPR approximately a year and a half ago. Originally, it was based out of my home, and I was strictly mobile. And about 6 months ago, I set up office in Dixon, but I still travel everywhere within the Sauk Valley area, providing services.
Okay. Obviously, you have special training in the needs, CPR itself, and you use the, as you may be able to see now, I'm not sure, the small dummy that we'll be working on a little later.
You don't need to go to school per se to become a CPR instructor. Anybody can become a CPR instructor. You just have to get certified as an instructor through an organization such as American Red Cross or the American Heart Association. Okay,
so that's not a real long process, but if you're doing this and teaching this, do you have to ever go out and just do CPR, or do you simply teach it?
I simply teach it. I have had to perform CPR on people in my career as a nurse, but fortunately, nobody in my class has ever needed CPR themselves.
Okay. Did you ever have any really serious accident scenes or anything like that where you actually had to perform CPR on a human being?
Yeah, there's people that have come in where they were in cardiac arrest because of some sort of situation, and it's kind of scary doing it, but it's such a valuable skill. You're giving them a chance to survive.
Yeah, it really is. It really is valuable, and even they're starting to equip more and more ambulances and other people and schools and so forth with the automatic defibrillator.
Yeah, AEDs, which is automated external defibrillator for short. They're becoming very commonplace in malls, casinos, schools, anywhere public. And that's part of the training I provide is how to operate one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They all battery operated?
Yes, they're very easy to use. The instructions are really easy.
We've all seen them on TV. I know that. No matter what show you're watching, if there's any, violence involved, you've got to have somebody who's got the defibrillator and yells, "Clear."
Yes, clearing is a very important part of administering a shock to somebody. Not quite as dramatic as the medical shows. You're not paddling them, and they're not like lifting off the table or anything. But no, they're very commonplace, and they actually help improve a person's chance of survival.
Okay, well, I guess we're going to be doing some actual work here, so we'll take a short break and come back, and we'll work on the, I guess this would be, even though it kind of looks like an adult face, it's actually would be child size.
Yes, it's a child mannequin I brought with me today.
It's good to know the differences between an adult CPR need, a child CPR need, and even a toddler CPR or an infant.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So
yes, and I teach all three.
Yeah, okay. Well, as I say, let's take a break, and we'll be back.
Okay. What do you want to call your person?
How about Fred?
Okay.
Or Freddie. He's a small person.
So before we ever do CPR, we want to make sure that they're not responsive and they're not breathing. So you'd start going, Fred, are you okay? And if he doesn't respond, you check for breathing.
Okay, which I guess the best way to do that is like this.
Yeah. and he's not
I don't
breathing.
hear a thing.
Yep. And then you would call 911 for help. If you're by yourself, you're going to just put it on speakerphone and put it right by Freddie's head.
Okay.
And that way you and the operator can talk. Then you're going to go ahead and bare his chest, which is already bared for you, and you're going to start compressions. You're going to put the heel of your hand right in the center of his chest over his breastbone, and you're going to push hard and fast. A little bit harder. Put your back into that. There you go. 3. Good. 6.
It is hard.
9.
If you're watching this.
It's very cardio intensive, yes. We're actually doing the action of the heart because it's not beating.
Right. Okay.
Let's go ahead and give 2 breaths then.
Okay.
So you're going to tilt his head back and pinch his nose.
Head back.
And then put your mouth over his and give 2 short breaths. Good. His chest just rose. We breathe out 16% oxygen, so we're giving him a little bit something when we give breaths.
Okay.
Yeah. Tired out?
Well, a little nervous, even though it's,
You did
it's
great.
not a real person.
Yeah, you did great.
All right.
But that's what CPR is. The heart's not working, so we're manually doing the work of the heart for that person.
Yeah. Are there any things that people tend to not do right that you set the record straight on?
The number one thing people always miss when I test them is they forget to call 911.
Yeah. If you're not an EMT or a paramedic, you should call 911.
Yeah, I think it's because people get nervous and they're thinking ahead. They got all the adrenaline going through them, and they're thinking ahead what they need to do, and the real easy part just escapes them.
Sure.
And that's fine.
It's a good point. Another thing you have to remember.
Yeah, you'll just be there all day doing compressions, wondering where the help is at. So I always call 911. And I always tell people if they forget anything about their training, just remember these 2 things. Call 911 and push hard and fast in the center of their chest.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent.
Great job.
Thank you. And good luck with your classes.
Thank you. It's been going great.
I suppose the goal is to get everybody familiar with this because...
Well, it's a very valuable asset to have. And as a community, it's a wonderful thing we can provide each other. Knowing that if you're walking down the street and you go in cardiac arrest, it's a great feeling knowing that there's people out there that will know what to do and step up and help you out.
Excellent. Thanks again.
Yeah.
All right. Stephanie, I'd like to thank you for coming up and showing us how it all works. And CPR is the type of thing, too, if you don't refresh yourself on it, it's easy to forget some of the important parts of it. Would you agree with that?
Yes, I think that's true. Certification for CPR is every 2 years, but, just like any other skill or language, if you never use it, you can tend to forget. When I teach classes, I also provide a book, and I encourage people to just go back and refresh. There's, reading through it and just refreshing their memory on it from time to time.
Can someone call you or get a hold of you on a website and ask for training to come in at their place of employment or somewhere else?
Absolutely. I can be reached at www.saukvalleycpr.com, or you can email me at info@saukvalleycpr.com.
Very nice. Well, thanks again for coming, and it's been a very valuable lesson for me today. You do it all the time, so it'd be difficult for you to forget.
Thanks for having me. It's nice to meet you.
Also like to thank our crew for making this program possible on a regular basis. I'm Mark Morris, and I hope you can join us next time along the Rock.